Our next keynote speaker is Easterine Kire. She's a Naga poet who currently lives in northern Norway. The majority of her writings are based in the lived realities of the people in Nagaland. Apart from writing, she also performs jazz poetry with her band Jazz Poesy. She received a doctorate in English literature from Savitribai Phule, Pune University. Her motivation to write is summed up in her statement, "I felt we needed to create written Naga literature. We have so much oral narrative, but with oral dying out, it's all going to be lost." In 2003, she wrote the first Naga novel in English entitled A Naga Village Remembered. It documents the cultural and social history of the Angami Naga community living in Konoma through the British invasion of the territory, the advent of Christianity, and subsequent modernity spanning an era from 1832 to the 1900s. Her second novel was A Terrible Matriarchy. It highlights the internal and social strife that grips Nagaland as a state in India. This was followed by Mari, that's the name of the book, based on the Japanese invasion of India in 1944 via Nagaland. Her subsequent novels include Bitter Wormwood, which was shortlisted for the Hindu Literary Prize in 2013. Don't Run, My Love, and Walking the Roadless Road, Exploring the Tribes of Nagaland are two other books. Her latest book, Spirit Nights, was published in 2022. Besides, she has written children's books, several articles, many, and many essays as well. She has translated 200 oral poems from her native language. She published her first book of poetry in 1982 entitled Kelhu Kavira, roughly translated as The Place of a Better Life. Many of the poems in the book portray the violence in Nagaland at that time. She is a founder member of Bark Weaver Publications, which publishes folk tales, original research, and life stories of the Naga people. In 2011, she was awarded the Governor's Medal for Excellence in Naga Literature. In 2013, she was awarded the Free Word Prize by Catalan PEN Barcelona. In 2015, her novel When the River Sleeps was awarded the Hindu Literary Prize. In 2018, her poem Son of the Thundercloud was awarded the Bal Sahitya Puraskar by the Sahitya Academy. And in 2024, her novel Spirit Nights won the Sahitya Academy Award. A Terrible Matriarchy was selected to be translated into UN languages, and her books, A Terrible Matriarchy, Mari, Forest Song, Naga Folk Tales Retold, and A Naga Village Remembered, have been translated into German. Dr. Kire?
One week, so would you like this? It's a so the tree, you know, to actually,
Yeah.
if you want to put the tree, you can do the thing. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and it's lovely to be at GALF. Thank you, Vivek, for your invitation. I'm going to speak on a topic that I've titled "It's Our Turn Now," and if you want a more modest title, it's "Who is Marginalizing You?" In 2016 in Mizoram, 2018 in Sikkim, and 2019 in Goa, we discussed this topic of marginalization, and yet I still find it relevant, and I'd like to interrogate the concept of marginalization again. But I want to do something that I've never done in public before. I want to present my credentials.
Should I use that? No, that way.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm a writer from Nagaland in the Northeast, and I like to use the word Northeast. And I want to qualify it by saying that on my father's side, my grandmother is Khasi, so that covers the Meghalaya state. My grandmother on my mother's side, her brother married into Mizoram, so that's state number 3. Then I grew up in Upper Assam, that's state number 4. And I have a home in Sikkim. And a family called Bookmans adopted me. And I have another home and another family in Manipur. It's called Ukiyo, and they have also adopted me. So I'm here representing the whole of the Northeast. And thank you. And because Vivek speaks so much about ways of belonging, I was trying to find ways of belonging to Goa, and I can say legitimately that 2 of my grandbabies were born in Margao. And one of them, Charlene Chavino, when she was about 5, out of the blue, we were watching a thunderstorm, and out of the blue she said, "I love my Goa." And I realized, okay, this girl she's Goan. And I love Goa too, and I'm still trying to love broccoli. That's a joke. Okay, to get back on track, I want to start with this story, remind you of the story. In the Garden of Eden, God asked Adam, "Who told you you were naked?" It's a big question, isn't it? And today, we too can ask each other, who told you you were marginalized? And it's important to question the motives behind such a definition, because it's a definition. I want you to take away this quote, students, if there are students here, take this quote away. Be highly suspicious of any institution or region that calls itself the center. That is how dictatorship begins. Marginalization is a constructed identity that someone wanted to place on you, and if you allow them to do it, you will end up seeing yourself as lesser. So let's think about this carefully. As a writer from the Northeast, I'm often asked, especially after winning book prizes, I'm asked if we are hoping to be more included in the mainstream now. And my answer is, what is that? Really, what is that? What kind of a question is that? I also get rude questions, and I get ignorant questions. And the rude questions come from a politically motivated corner. And the ignorant questions, I don't mind them because they'll be around so long as ignorant people are around. But a big question, and it's big for them, not for me, is what should you do and what should the Northeast do to be more part of the mainstream and to be less marginalized? So the word marginalized suggests that there is a center and it has its margins, the Northeast and Goa being those margins. It's okay to call some place the center for geopolitical reasons, but in literature and in the arts, it's a very dangerous thing. It's a very dangerous ideology. And what I'm calling dangerous is the division of regions into margins and center, peripheries and center in the field of literature and arts. Why do I call it, or why do I find it dangerous? Because complexities arise that go beyond the geographical. And what it does is it messes with your head. It messes with your mind. And you end up seeing yourself as forgotten, neglected, victimized, or overlooked. And there's nothing positive about such a mindset. Why should we appropriate it? Again, I hope students are listening, and if not, their supervisors. Why should we run after it when its survival depends on our inferiority complex? Let's not make the mistake of adopting it and inculcating it into the arts. Why? Because when we acknowledge the presence of a center, we give authority to it. We give it the authority to define us and to make decisions over our writing. And it takes on the audacity to put expectations on our writings. It dictates. It tells us how we should be writing, what we should write. This is so dangerous. It's dangerous for our cultural survival. And it's a threat, the threat of homogenization becomes very real when we allow there to be a center. If we choose to believe in the existence of a literary center, we will lose our quintessential selves and all the elements that make us original and unique. An even greater danger is the power we give to it over our histories. That is, the telling of our histories, including our political history and the ways it happened. So the center is a creation that's interested only in protecting itself. And as you resist the majority narratives and build up new narratives that reflect your situation truthfully, you will create something original and brilliant that others will flock to. And not just that, you will create something completely relevant because it is organically done. There will always be inequality and injustice in acknowledgement of a literary center. And the insidiousness of having the culture of a center would lead to delegitimization of our stories. And it would threaten our existence as ethnic entities. I'm not exaggerating, we've been seeing that in the Northeast. So what is the alternative? We recenter the center. You take charge. It's your day. And this is basically about choices. And choose the definitions others give you. Choose to resist them. Take the decision to see value in what you have. And again, you define yourself and recall not just the positive things that visitors say about us, but what we know in ourselves about ourselves. For that is where our center should be. That is actually where our center is. And this is what we should take care of and take pride in. It's about not allowing others to define us or to dictate to us or make us feel we are missing out or that we are far from the imagined center. Stop using political yardsticks to measure ourselves. Relearn to believe in our own worth. Let us take care of our center. No one else can do it like we can. Recenter ourselves in order to learn to own ourselves again. Be yourself, as Sting sings it so well. Be yourself, not a watered down version of yourself, and don't allow others to water you down. And how do they do this? They water you down by labeling you, because labeling is actually commodification, and writers and their writings are not commodities. Commodification makes others put expectations on you. Don't compromise on your identity. It is God-given. And I want to pause here and say that because it is Goa, I can say God without any reservations, because in Margao, we have the Mary and Jesus fast food truck. Then we have the Holy Spirit medical stores. And to top that, we have the Many Know Jesus gym. So, to end, where is your center? My answer is it's in the designated places of the spaces we call home. It is in the designated places of the spaces we call home. That is where your center is. That is where my center is. Hold on to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kire.